Hey everybody, welcome back to Lloyd's Comics and Collectibles. And sorry I missed a video last week, but I'm going to try to get y'all two this week. And if I'm wearing the same stuff in a couple, I'm going to try to put a couple extra in the can to make my life a little bit easier. But we'll be checking out the Unmatched Series 2 Ortiz. And this will be cool because I'll probably get another male figure from the Unrivaled series. And then we can compare the two. And the reason why I want to do that is, as you know, with the WWE Basics, the male and female figures don't have the same level of articulation. So, to give you an idea of what they do, I feel like it's better to have the same gender figure before the comparison. But as you can see, the awesome silver box art looks real similar to the Unmatched. Got always that good shot in the autograph on the back. Though I've heard on some of the some figures it's not always their actual autograph, so I don't know if that's what it actually looks like, but let's get this bad boy open. And I'll try to hold it away down here, so there. Okay, so we pop them open. That did a lot of good. And we got our clamshell. Sorry, the puppy in the background, he's a little upset today. Out. Clamshell, that down there. So as you can see, we got two heads and two sets of hands. Well, an extra set of hands, which is still technically two sets of hands. And let's get him down to the figure cam and take a close look at this bad man. Alright everybody, we got Ortiz out here on the table. He comes with this smirky head, which is I think a difference in the line from the other figures we've looked at, because this is supposed to be more like the Mattel Elite. So you get, with him, you get two heads. I'm probably going to keep the crazy head in because it'll be cooler to pose. And you get these extra set of hands that have these really neat sort of flamey eyes on them. So I like the glove hands. Those are cool. But if you're doing this pose or crate, you may want to leave on the regular hands that are a bit more animated for posing. Which I get it, because I was going to say, well, why didn't they also do these in the same design? But at the same time, you need you need hands to be able to hold stuff. So I get it that these kind of had to be, the C-grip hands. I was sort of trying to test. Okay, there they go. The joints on the wrist, and it did pop off some of the paint, but it doesn't. I think it's already. No, you can tell a little bit. Yeah, because that's more of a shiny black. So learn from that experience that if you want a wrist to be bendy, it's probably going to pop off the paint. What was? Okay, maybe that one. No, okay. I think this one just got a little bit of paint overspray on it, so because the other one's got the shinier black plastic. So okay, that's not as bad of a deal then. That one is just a thing that happened at the factory. So you gotta like all the detail in his hair. He's got his bandana on and his tongue sticking out. For once, from looking at mine, looks like the face is good. You've got his chest tattoo, his arm tattoos here and here, and he's wearing these camo overalls, which look bad as all look cool as I'll get at. And since they're this light rubber, if you can kind of tell from the camera there, 'cause this is coming through, if you can hear it. They're over there, and he still has a surprising amount of an ab crunch, despite that, because of the rubber. So cool design. There's this little clear plastic bit down here that is to keep him from rubbing, I guess, or some such, because I've heard about parts staining. So I had to figure out how to fish that out after we get done with the video. But I like this dark green and black thing, camo set. It looks cool. He's got that those belt straps there in orange, so it's a pop of color, and his I'm gonna say do-rag, that may be the wrong term, but his the orange camo bit there, which is nice. And it's in a soft rubber, so it's not going to impede movement. And it looks like it's pretty solidly secured up here. I'm not going to futz with it too much for fear of popping it, but you got the same orange up here on the straps. It's got his black tank underneath. I really just, now look at it, I really like the look of this figure. As you know, Santana and Ortiz, a tag team in AEW. I don't know if they ever held the belts. I know they were always sort of figured in the title picture, but I don't know if they ever actually won it. I'll have to look that up. But and he's got these black and orange boots on. I mean, a little bit of a gripe, and I can't remember, and I don't know if the boots are supposed to have black laces or if they had orange ones in the shoes. But I'd like for them to be black, but if they were orange, that's accurate, and that's what you really want out of your wrestling figures, is for them to be accurate. So that's a minor gripe. Articulation. His hair's soft enough, it looks like. It'll take a bit of doing if you want him to do the full exorcist, but doable. The ratchet joints, that's coming through in the audio. So he can do full 360 at the shoulder. Raise his arm up about yay far. You got your bicep swivel. The double jointed elbow, so he can come in about yay far. Granted, he's got a little bit more muscly arms than I think the Hikaru Shida that we looked at, so you can forgive a little bit of loss of mobility there. And he'll stretch out a little bit extra. I'm not going to push it though, because human arms ain't supposed to go that way anyway. Same thing over here. I love how they seem to really try and do a good job with the tattoos. Now, I didn't look at all his tattoos before the unboxing, so I don't know if they're all colored exactly right, but they seem to be done pretty good. Because sometimes tattoos get like they're there, but they don't have the utmost detail. But those look pretty good. We did the ab crunch earlier, even with the overalls. About yay far forward, about yay far back. A head motion up and down is on a ball joint, so he can wiggle his head up and down a little bit. Ball joints at the hips, but you can only go about that far back because of, well, that solid piece for his butt. But he can get the kick up there pretty far. He can more or less do a split. That's important to you for your figures, you know. You can super kick somebody pretty good. Double jointed knees. So he's got a lot of flexibility there. And I like that little middle piece that slides around just to sort of complete the look and texture. It's just a thing I've noticed on some of the newer figures that I really like. Because he's wearing baggy pants, unfortunately his, I guess you could call that foot movement. I mean, he can go down a little bit. Up a smidge, and I mean, he's got a little bit of side to side if you really want to push it. But it's the downside of wearing baggy pants, and this is out of a harder plastic, which fair, because I'm sure it's a pain in the neck to constantly be switching your plastics during the creation process. So, and losing some ankle articulation, I don't think is going to make or break a figure. We'll sort of keep an eye on it as we get more of the of this series of figures and sort of see if there's any extra there. And that is an Ortiz thing, but we will display the show you how easy it is to switch the hands. Pretty much in, out, nothing all that bad. Looks like his fingers kind of broke there, but that's alright. It's just bendy plastic, but it did look kind of grody. So you can switch in those hands. And then if you want to, head comes off. It's a little disturbing, but, and then, well, no, because it's got that neck bit there. Straighten that up, unlike what I did, and then it should be a, well, this should be easy. Let me look at what I'm doing. Did that get, let me make sure I'm getting there. I think, nope. That's an, okay. I think, yeah, there we go. It's because it's got the ratchet joint. The the neck thing was sort of coming down a little bit when you put pressure on it, but you can see it's easy enough to switch switch the heads. I mean, a good gruff looking figure, guys. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's got this dark greenish brown for the camo pattern in black, so that might be getting a bit muddled on the camera because it's kind of hard to pick out with the lights looking at it outside the camera. Good good on the tattoos. I mean, I'm really happy with it. And I've got this for my birthday from a friend, and I was really glad to have it because I was wondering what the difference was between the two runs or the two series, because it feels like the Sheeta and the Ray Phoenix. They're closer to basics with more articulation to compare to Mattel's, but you don't get the extra hands. And maybe you get a little more articulation. I'm going to do a video in the future, and we'll pull out Ray Phoenix to compare him, and we'll do a comparison of the two lines, because we'll do a male to male, and then whenever I get a female from this line, I'll compare the two. So, because that's one thing I always wondered, and it's kind of hard to find an answer from my cursor look on YouTube, so I think that'll be helpful for you guys. But you get more stuff with this line because you get the extra hands in the head. So, if you're going to collect one of each person, and they've got one in each of the series, or the lines, sorry, series is like waves, like in each of the lines, I would go with this just to get the extra heads, because you're not going to get extras in the other unless you're just really tied to that gear. But either one's good because they have more articulation than basics, because that is a big critique of the basics line, is the basic male figures have such limiting articulation. If you're an adult collector, and unless you like the gear and there's a specific reason in the males that you want that specific one, basics just aren't worth it. I mean, granted, they're a lot cheaper, so if you're collecting on a super budget and it's that or no wrestling figures, go with the basics. But that's always been my opinion. Anyway, guys, thank you for spending some time with me. I hope this gives you a little bit of a look at the line, and I need to stop this trend of always having one of a member of a tag team, because I now have Ortiz, and I have, I believe, Tucker from Heavy Machinery, but I don't have Otis from Heavy Machinery. So I need to, and I have Ray Phoenix, but not Pentagon. So I need to start finishing my tag teams. It's starting to hurt me. Anyway, guys, try to stay positive. I know life gets tough. Put one foot in front of the other. I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.